Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video. With me completing every single new weapon that has dropped from the DLC, other than the hamburger shotgun and the pistol that you get from Katagawa Ball, has given me some time to think about what I want to do next as far as other videos, and one of them being is definitely going back on a few weapons here and there, maybe doing one or two weapons at a time in a video, and just see exactly how they hold up in Mayhem 10. Now, as you guys can see, the first contender is the good JuJu. I love this game on Destiny, or this gun on Destiny. Now, or the bad JuJu, anyways. But with this gun being the good JuJu on Borderlands 2 or Borderlands 3, it definitely, when it first came out, I don't think it was a contender, and I'm assuming right now it definitely isn't going to be another contender in this one. Now, I already tried taking it through True Takedown and just seeing the damage, and it's just god awful. Now, I know it's a fire and not radiation, but I'm also on Amara, so that really shouldn't matter. And then another gun that we're going to be looking at too is the Rawans Call. So we're going to be basically checking out two really good assault rifles in Mayhem 4. I mean, the good JuJu wasn't that great, but it definitely held up. I think one thing that's really weighing this gun down is either it's not a fully automatic, or they just need to get rid of the critical hit damage and just let it just do its huge critical hit damage multipliers. I think that's definitely one way to fix that weapon. So like I said, we're gonna look at both weapons. Let's kill a couple mods with a good JuJu, talk about it, and then also do it with the Rawans Call. So it's gonna be a 2-for-1 video, guys. All right, that way I can get through. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna do all the guns because like the Daunting Bitch, SMG. There's a few weapons that I can already just tell that are gonna be complete dog shit and already need to be buffed. So let's look at these two guns real quick, and we'll go from there as far as doing more videos. Now, I also want to do a video on like the Kill-A-Wisp, which is pretty good. The Krakatoa is still pretty strong in the game. The Loyal Sickle is really strong in the game. There's definitely some, old legendaries that are still strong in the game, but overall, there's a lot that aren't, and I think the good JuJu and the Rawans Call is one of those. But we'll see. So let's test it out. Good JuJu time. Now, see, the bad thing is, some enemies have the. Alright, so we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. Honestly, I probably should have disabled the cartel. So overall, it's not doing too bad. Now, is it really slow? I hate burst weapons. Like, I hate burst weapons in Borderlands in general. Like, cause one, it's just so weak on the DPS, and I just went down. Oh, second chance, haha. Wow, look at that. I just like killed half those guys by doing absolutely nothing. Okay, I was thinking I was on my Zane there for a second. I'm not on my Zane right now. I mean, you guys can see, like, it does good body shot damage, and it still does like amazing critical damage, but I think for it to like really compete in True Takedown, I think they have to make it so the gun does increase critical damage, because I think that's like the only way to do it. All right, so we're dying here now, huh? Can the gun even kill? Now, you can hold down the gun too. Like, you don't have to. Are you kidding me? I'm dead. Wow. That's what I mean about that gun, guys. Like, the burst is just terrible. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you guys and me would pull out a different gun, especially a stronger gun to get back up. But like I said, we're just showcasing the weapons. So now that we showcased the good JuJu, now, like I said, you guys can see the stats. I mean, the stats aren't bad as far as 6,000, but here's like the huge problem with this gun: like plus 160% weapon damage, minus 50% critical hit damage, and then you go over here, and you have the OPQ system. Almost 8,000 damage times 2. No minus critical hit damage. Same magazine. It does shock and kinetic. And then with my anointed, it does extra shock on edge skill line, which is honestly phenomenal. Obviously, no one in their right mind is going to use the OPQ system over the good JuJu. And this is where I think a lot of games make their mistakes when it comes to guns. Every gun should be viable. Hell, you should have 4 different guns that can go through the same thing, or same kind of content, whether it's the raid or whatever, and be absolutely fine, because it spreads out how many guns people can get and use. But like with this, it's just the OPQ system compared to the good JuJu is just not worth it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was hitting a little hard. There's definitely some tweaks I think I would make to it. Definitely for me, like, I really wish they would just make it fully auto. I really wish they would. Definitely get rid of the critical hit damage. Like, the good JuJu should be hitting for a shit ton of damage. Like, now, don't get me wrong, too. Like, I mean, I'm sure if they buff the good JuJu like that, I'm sure a lot of people would just run big head mode, and it would just be, doing as much damage as the Sandhawk. But something needs to be done here as far as critical hit damage, because for a burst weapon that it says has good fire rate, and it does have good fire rate for a burst weapon, but it just can't compete compared to a lot of weapons. So we're gonna back out, relog the game, and use the Rawans Call and try that out. Okay, with the the good JuJu out of the way, let's try the Rawans Call. Now with the Mara and the Rawans Call, like, obviously, oh wow, I already died. Wow. But Amara with the Rawans Call obviously is going to be really good, especially since we can completely just mess up a bunch of guys all at once. And just do a shit ton of damage. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I did try the Rawans Call on Amara in True Takedown, and the damage output was like nothing compared to this right now. Just because the way the enemies are way more tanky. Like the Rawans Call, I definitely think it needs a little bit of a buff, and so does like the Lucian's Call. There's a lot of weapons that I think need a little bit of a buff, like maybe like a 5 to 1,000 hit point damage, but there's a lot of weapons that definitely need buffs in this game. Alright, so I don't want to shoot you. Okay, you're a badass. Is there... There we go. I'm like, is there anybody that I haven't, like, killed yet? Oh my god! I was trying out a different, I was trying out a build, or... I don't think it's going the way I wanted it to. I mean, I know for the most part you gotta keep using her thing, but I was hoping that I could actually tank some more of the damage than usual. So yeah, like, don't get me wrong, the Rawans Call destroys enemies. Multiple enemies. Mostly because you got the Ricochet, and then the Ricochet on top of the Ricochet, and then with Mara you got all the different elements jumping everywhere and more bullets flying around. Like, just look at all those bullets flying around. It's definitely a lot. The Rawans Call and the good JuJu. That is what you basically can see and get from Mayhem 10. Like I said, Rawans Call, just tweak it up a little bit to about 3,500. I'd say about 3,500. Definitely make it a contender in more late game Mayhem 10, especially in the raid. The good JuJu, I think, decrease the critical hit damage. Maybe buff the damage overall just a little bit. Now, I don't know when, like, because it just, for me, and I'm sure a lot of people already know this, we are the game testers. So, I mean, it gives content for me anyways, I guess. But there's definitely needs to be, I mean, when people do these kind of updates and basically add new weapons to the game and basically change old weapons to compete to Mayhem 10, like, I just want to know if they actually tested all these weapons or they just typed in a random number, because that's what it seems like they did, and just said, oh, I hope this works. But yeah, guys, those are the two weapons that I thought would be really fun to showcase for like the first actual like what these weapons do in Mayhem 10. So really hope you guys enjoyed. I had a little fun doing it. Like I said, there definitely need to be some changes damage wise with this weapon, critical hit damage, and maybe fully auto, just maybe, and a little more damage with the good JuJu. On that, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, as always, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one.